Aloha, everyone. Now, the majority of the focus on Maui in the news and social media has been on the recovery from the devastating wildfire in Lahaina on Maui's west side. But I think it's important for people to also see other parts of Maui that were not impacted by the fire. In this video, I'm going to bring you on an aerial tour of the beautiful Wailea area, which is located on Maui's south side. Now, this will be a real estate tour, so I'm going to point out most of the different communities and hotel resorts along the way. Let's get started.
I'm going to start the video on the far south end of Wailea, looking towards Makena. From here, we're going to spin and head north along the coast. The first property I'm going to point out is the smaller V-shaped high-rise right on the beach. This is Polo Beach Club, and it's comprised of 71 individually owned vacation rental condos, all of them with 2-bedroom layouts. The white building next to it is the Fairmont Kealani, which is a beautiful hotel resort. The buildings with the red rooftops located on the rocky shoreline is a community called Wailea Point. This residential community is a collection of around 129 individually owned condos. The zoning does allow for short-term rentals, however, the HOA requires a minimum stay of 30 days or longer. The large building just past Wailea Point with the light blue rooftops is the Four Seasons, and it's located on the far south end of the very popular Wailea Beach. As we fly closer, you'll see just how busy the beach is on this particular day. Keep in mind that this video was recorded on a very busy Easter weekend, but regardless, this is a very promising sign for Maui's recovery as the west side of Maui continues to recover from the Lahaina fire. Coming up next with the massive pool area is the Grand Wailea Resort. We will continue to fly along the coastline all the way to the north end of Wailea, and then we will circle back further up the hill because there are several properties in this location that are worth exploring. The next property we will pass with the burgundy rooftops is the Wailea Beach Villas, which is one of Maui's newest individually owned luxury vacation rental condo communities. The property just past Wailea Beach Villas that we're about to fly over is the Marriott, which is another very popular hotel resort. By the way, I will provide timestamps to all the communities we explore in this tour in the description below, along with links to all the different Wailea condo and residential communities which have real estate for sale. These pages will include a ton of helpful additional information as well as all the current listings. Just past the Marriott high-rise is a low-density vacation rental community called Wailea Elua. All the properties at Wailea Elua are individually owned, and the community has a more laid-back atmosphere compared to some of the busier hotel resorts. So it can function more like a second home, even though vacation rentals are allowed. The next property we'll fly past is the Andaz Maui, which was just completed in 2013. The Andaz is mostly a hotel resort, but most people don't realize that there are a handful of individually owned villas that can be purchased at the Andaz. Listings are rare in this community, and the most recent sale was well over $11 million. The next community that we're about to fly past is called Malu at Wailea, and it consists of 14 single-family home lots. Just past the last home in Malu is a community called Wailea Ekahi. We're about to fly right over the top of the oceanfront pool pavilion, and as you can see, this community stretches from the coastline quite a ways up the hillside. Wailea Ekahi is another low-density community. It does allow short-term rentals, and it is one of the most affordable properties in Wailea. Some of the recent studio sales in the community have closed for under $1 million, making it an incredible value for the neighborhood. For a point of reference, we're about to fly right over the top of Wailea Alanui Drive, and we're coming up on the Palms at Wailea, which is another short-term rentable community, but not to be confused with the Wailea Palms, which is a little bit farther to the north, looks very similar, but does not allow short-term rentals. Straight ahead, stretching up the hillside, is a collection of different single-family home neighborhoods, with Maui Meadows being the one at the top of the hillside. As we turn here, we're going to start heading back in the southerly direction, this time a little bit farther up the hillside, to see a few of the different communities that we missed that are not beachfront. The first one that we're coming up on now is a community called Lai Loa at Wailea. Lai Loa is the newest condo development in Wailea. At the time of this video, around half of the buildings were still under construction. Now we're coming up on the Wailea Blue Golf Course. Just on the other side of the golf course, there's actually two different communities. The community closer to the ocean is Wailea Fairway Estates, which is a residential single-family home community. The community that is farther up the hill on the mountainside is called Malu. Malu is a collection of 150 residential condos with 2 units per building. Neither of these communities are zoned for short-term rentals, but just on the other side of the fairway, there's a condo community called the Grand Champions that does allow short-term rentals. You can see a portion of the Grand Champions on the far left-hand side of the screen now. And just past the Grand Champions is the Wailea Tennis Club. As you can imagine, there's no shortage of activities for residents and visitors of Wailea, with golf courses, tennis courts, beach activities, water sports, shopping, and some of the best dining in all of Hawaii. Now we're coming up on Wailea Ekahi Drive, and on the other side of the road is a commercial area with several shops and restaurants. Just above it, on the mountainside, is a condo community called Wailea Ekahi. And straight ahead, on the other side of the next fairway, is a residential community of single-family homes called Wailea Golf Estates. As you can see, Wailea Golf Estates does still have some vacant lots. It also has some brand new homes and homes that are still under construction. The cluster of condos straight ahead on the other side of the fairway is a condo community called Ho'olei. Ho'olei consists of 120 different units, all with 3-bedroom floor plans. And as you can see, it's not directly oceanfront, but it's right across the street from the Grand Wailea, which gives easy access to Wailea Beach. Construction was just completed in 2008, making it relatively new by Maui standards. And the floor plans are massive, with most of them ranging from 3,500 to 4,300 square foot of interior living space, making these condos function more like a second home or a primary residence, even though short-term rentals are allowed. Straight ahead is a residential subdivision called Wailea Golf Vistas. No short-term rentals allowed in this community, which is true for most of the single-family home subdivisions that are not in hotel resort zoning. Coming up on the other side of the fairway is a new condo development called Makali'i at Wailea. It consists of 68 homes spread through 17 fourplex buildings, and this community does not allow short-term rentals. Okay, so we've reached the southernmost point of Wailea once again, pretty much where we started the video. For point of reference, the building straight ahead is the Fairmont Kealani, and the V-shaped building that sits on the beachfront is Polo Beach Club, which was the very first building we saw on this tour. So that concludes our aerial tour of Wailea. Hopefully it gave you a really good perspective of the different real estate that's available in this area. If you know anybody that loves Wailea or just Maui in general, please share this video with them. I think it's important to share that parts of Maui that are still thriving as we continue to recover from the big fire on Maui's west side. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more relevant real estate content throughout the Hawaiian Islands. And of course, if you have any real estate related questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. Until I see you on the next video, aloha.